In this presentation, my intent is to get you super excited. I want you to have that aha moment. I want you to have that wow moment. I want you to say, are you serious? Is that real? I mean, how come I did not know about it earlier? Or how did I know about it earlier and still did not get into it? That's the kind of excitement I want you to be feeling as we move along, okay? So give your full attention, listen and watch what is being said, and hopefully by the end of this video you will be in that excitement mode, and I'll really consider this time well spent by you and by me. All right, so let's move on. So do you see yourself on this slide? It's naturally not possible to put every single career, or a job into that single slide. But then it gives you an idea that we are putting a lot of, people around here. Maybe you're working as a nurse, a doctor, a pilot, a chef, a cabbie, a teacher, an executive office goer, a carpenter, an electrician, a plumber, whatever it is, right? Now, what do you think are the common factors between all of these people? Come on, go ahead and think about it. What do you think is a common factor or different factors that are common between all of these people? Well, usually the answer comes that they are all employees. They're employed, which is perfectly true. And they all work for money, right? Which is again true, right? But let's look at it from a different perspective as to what else is common. Here is the commonality. You are either here or you're here. Is that right? So what does this represent? It means you either leverage or you get leveraged. There's no other way to look at it, right? There's one set of people who leverage others. Time, efforts, energies, skills, knowledge, what have you. And there's the other set of people, obviously the majority of the people, who get leveraged, right? They offer their time, their skills, their youth, their entire energy, right, for leveraging somebody else. So the people who get leverage are those who say, well, you know what, I work 10 hours a day. I commute for 3 hours and I have no time to do whatever I love to do. I don't have enough time to spend with my children. I don't have time to go for my favorite movie or practice my music or soccer. But on the other hand, the people who leverage on the strength of others are comfortable in saying, I work, well, maybe 1 hour a day, but I get 500 hours of work done each day. And I have time for everything I love to do. Now, let me elaborate just in case it's not very clear. All right. Now let's take an example for of a doctor who runs a clinic, okay, or a nursing home. Right. Now, one single doctor, how many patients can he humanly see, practically see, or operate upon, do surgeries upon, right? Maybe a handful of them, right? But when he employs 5, 6, 10, 50, 100 other doctors to work for him for a salary, then even if the main doctor, the person who owns the place, works only 1 hour, and all the other doctors, the 100 other doctors, work 8 hours a day, that means that's 800 hours from the other doctors as well as 1 hour from himself. You know what I mean? So that's exactly how it is. When you learn the power of leverage, you know that your time is limitless. You have enough time to do whatever you want. You have all the skill sets that you need in the world that can make you enormously successful. And that is the reality. And what you need to decide at this moment, my friend, is which side of the table would you like to be on? Would you like to be the person who leverages on the strengths, skill sets, time of a lot of other people? Or do you want to be the person, continue to be the person who gets leveraged for the benefit of somebody else, right? I hope I have been able to get you to really understand the importance of this amazing thing called the power of leverage, right? Because it's only when you understand this and you're willing to step on the other side that you're going to see a world that has a huge amount of opportunities, that presents you the best of everything you ever dreamt of. Or if you choose to be leveraged always, then obviously you're welcome to. And there's nothing more you need to see or learn from this video, and you might as well leave. But I do believe that the very fact that you are on this site and watching this video says that you are somebody who's tired and sick of being leveraged, and you want to get on the other side of it and enjoy life in all its glory. Okay? Now, the same thing can be done in a different and better way. Now, when you look at the image, it's very clear who is the leader in this, right? You can see that this person is the leader and everybody else is looking up to him with a lot of respect and admiration and love, perhaps. But it also shows that there is nothing that goes as a dominating or bossing type of a relationship between them, right? You can see there's a camaraderie there. Because what this particular leader does is he leads his team. He nurtures his team. He trains them to do things the right way. He leverages on their strength, and he also teaches them to leverage on the strength of the other people in the team, right? And therefore what happens is the entire team grows together, right? So isn't that a much better way of being in a world, where all of us work, but we work with a lot of fun, we enjoy what we do, and we all benefit by leveraging on each other's strengths, right? I hope the point of leverage and the importance of that, if you want to have sufficient time and sufficient money, you're getting to understand how important that is, right? Now, a quick question. What does this represent? Now, this is a typical org chart, an organization chart, and it comes in different shapes and sizes, right? But the very common factor in all of this organization charts, for whichever organization you may be aware of, is that at the very top, right, at the very, very top, position number 1, there is always one single person, right? You could call him president, CEO, managing director, whatever you want, right? There is only one person there, okay? Now, as you go to the next level, there could be 1 or 2 or 3 people, for example, general managers or vice president or chief operating officers and so on and so forth, right? As you go further down the line, there could be 7, 8, 10 people such as regional managers. And the lower you go down the hierarchy, there are more and more and more number of people working. For example, if it's a factory kind of an environment, a workshop kind of an environment, there could be 1,000 shop floor employees there, right? But there's only one single CEO sitting on top, right? Now, this is the universal model of a hierarchy in any organization. Whereas what happens is typically when we go and show people this particular hierarchy model, light bulbs start to flash for some reason. MLM, right? Pyramid, isn't it? My friend, this is the universal hierarchy. If you put it upside down, it's going to topple. This is the only stable way, like the pyramid, yes, of Egypt, that any building or structure can survive. The base needs to be broader and bigger than the top. You cannot put it upside down. That's the way things work. All right. Now, there is only one flaw in the usual organization charts that we see. And what is that? Assume you're working in a particular company and you are extremely talented, extremely skilled, extremely knowledgeable. Now, there's no way you will stick around in the company till you retire because you're itching. Maybe you're not getting your satisfaction over there. Maybe your full talents are not getting exploited. Maybe you're not getting paid well enough, whatever it is. So you are going to look for greener pastures. You're going to look for better opportunities, either as another job or to start your own business, right? Now, organizations understand this, right? The only way to retain then a good leader, a person who's got good skill sets, extremely talented person, is to give him or her the opportunity to do their best here, prove themselves, and get rewarded, to get compensated as per their outputs, right? You bring me more profits, I pay you higher. You bring me more and more bottom line, you take what you deserve, right? And therefore, if you're in an environment like that, there is no reason for you to leave the company at all and go, whether for another job or to start your own business. Because this company says, hey, come on, I will give you the opportunity to earn as much as you want, right? And if required, you start creating your own teams. And more companies throughout the world are understanding the importance of this, the situation. And for example, the real estate companies, the insurance companies, they all work in the same manner. If you are talented, they allow you to create your own team and get rewarded for the entire team effort and not only yours, right? So this is exactly what happens in a network marketing or a direct selling or a multi-level marketing company, right? Because this is, at the end of the day, the power of duplication, the power of leverage, and the power and pleasure of growing together. My friend, if this does not strike you as the right business opportunity, even after listening to what I've said so far, if you still do not believe that MLM and network marketing are the real business opportunities of this century, where you get to choose who you work with, what time you work at, right? For how much do you make out of what you work, right? Where do you work from? Isn't that amazing? Everything is your choice, right? And how much do you take home at the end of the day? When do you take your holidays? Everything is something you get to decide, completely legal, right? And if you still are not convinced about this, then my friend, please do yourself a favor and quit watching this video, because after this, I'm going to be specifically talking only about the network marketing model, which I love, and I've been fortunate of bringing fortune into so many other people's lives. Okay, so I really hope that you're really convinced and happy about this industry. I want you to go through the remainder part of this video with a lot of pride and pleasure and privilege that you've been watching this amazing opportunity of network marketing. For a moment, please do not watch it any further unless you feel that this is a legal, right, phenomenal opportunity. It's amazing. It's changing people's lives all over the world, and you could be next. Okay, so let's move on. Now, typically, I'm going to talk to you about a particular organization which I find has a phenomenal, set of elements that are most important to grow with. And in this organization, what happens is you are invited to come and sponsor, recruit, whatever is the terminology you're used to, a couple of people, right? Now, typically you could bring in as many people as you want, but, there is an imaginary line, okay? So, which says there is one left for you or one right. So imagine this as being two branch offices, okay? You could be having one office in Chicago, for example, or one in New York, or for that matter, one in London and one in India or wherever, right? So that is the equivalent of left and right. You have two branches. That's what it means, right? Now, in the particular organization that I'm going to be, referring to throughout this presentation, we recommend that you bring 3 people, okay, and not 2, and I'll tell you as we move along as to why. So these people shown in circles are those people whom you personally sponsor, and the other people who are coming in without the circles are people whom those people you sponsored in turn introduced to this opportunity, right? Now, It is a given fact that not everybody is going to work at the same pace, right? Let's say in a month, somebody could be introducing or sponsoring or referring or recruiting 10 people in their team, where somebody might do 2 people in 2 months for that matter, and somebody may take a year to even sponsor 2 people, right? So it's all dependent on not only the skill set, but also the commitment and the willingness to learn and really apply what they learn, right? So if somebody keeps on saying, for example, I don't have time after signing up, now no wonder then that even if they are the most skilled person, they're not going to be sponsoring people, right? So it's about they're being open to learn, they're being open to working and committed to working on a regular basis. Okay, so all these people in this red that we show are people sponsored personally by you, and the others are people who are sponsored by the people you sponsored. All right, now let's assume there is a particular place or a particular person where he or she is not able to bring in any more sponsors, and your line gets stuck at some particular position. That's just fine. You could go ahead and introduce more people right under their their position. We call this a spillover, but then let's not get into that for this moment. All right, what I want you to observe now is that each of these people have this so-called imaginary line for a left and a right, or to show a branch here and a branch there, as we discussed. All right, now let's see how the compensation model works. Okay, now what happens is you are here, and as we discussed, you have a sponsored, right, to start with a minimum of 3 people. We'll see why that later, right? But yes, we ask you to bring a minimum of 3 people. All right, we talked about these people being sponsored by you directly, right? So for the direct recruits, what the company calls as a fast start bonus, you immediately get 10% of what they pay to the company while joining. Okay, there is a business investment, right? So on that you get a beautiful share of 10%. Okay, now currently there is a scheme going on from the company, and that's a special promotion, which means the company could decide to withdraw it at any time they want. But as of the time of this recording, it's live. And what happens is if you bring in 3 new direct recruits in each 30 days, then you get to earn a $30, $50, $250 extra, okay, depending on the package they take. But for simplicity's sake, it sort of works out to another 10%. Okay, so every time you recruit somebody directly, you get 10%. And if you recruit 3 people, within the time of 30 days, then you get another 10%. That's 20%. Okay, now we talked about the line, right? The left and the right side. Okay, now every time there is 1 person on your left and 1 person on your right, we treat that as a pair or a cycle. Okay, and for every cycle you get a cycle bonus of another 10%. All right, isn't that awesome? Yeah, now let's see how it works. Now just for clarity's sake, it's not exactly as simple as a fast start bonus where any number of people you bring in, you get exactly 10% of what they invest. Here it's actually going by the points, or the CSVs as we call it, because people might come in having different packages. But to keep it simple for this sake of the presentation, let's assume that everybody is joining for a particular package. Then we just say that 1 person on your right and 1 person on your left makes it 1 cycle. All right, and that's 10%. Now I want you to watch this very carefully. Do you think that the people you sponsored will also be bringing other people? Of course, yes, right? And therefore, when you have 1 more person here, sponsored by somebody else, and you have the person sponsored by you here, that again makes it 1 cycle, right? So 2, again, 1 on the left, 1 on the right, entitles you for 1 more cycle bonus of 10%. Likewise, another 2, 10%, another 2, 10%. It doesn't matter whether you have sponsored or the person you sponsored has sponsored them or somebody else has sponsored at all. All right, for each of this you get a cycle bonus. Okay, of 10%. Okay, so this is how it keeps going on and on and on, including when you yourself are sponsoring more and more people. All right, now look at this. Now two people came, but they are both on the same side, and therefore there's no cycle bonus in this case. All right, so it's only that when on both sides the number of people or the points match, you get cycle bonus. Okay, now watch this very carefully. Do you think the people you sponsored directly would also be getting cycle bonus at some stage, right? Now, in this case, for example, this person here gets 2 cycles, right? This person here gets, here he's got 4 people, here he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, oh no, 5. So that's 4 cycles, right? Now, this person here has got 3 here, 4 here, so that's 3 cycles, right? So when each of these people whom you sponsored get their cycle bonus, guess what? You get what we call as a matching bonus, and that's 10% again, right? I hope you see the power of this. And these people, whom you have sponsored could be at any level deep. It doesn't matter, okay? But what about the others, people you have not sponsored yourself directly, okay? Now, they are also going to be getting the cycle bonus, right? And in this case, for example, 1 cycle here, there is no cycle here, and there is 1 cycle here, right? So again, it could be any levels deep. And in this case also, you get what is called as a generation matching bonus, which is up to 10%. It could be 5% or it could be 10%. But this is based on the rank that you currently hold in the company, okay? It's based on your rank advancement. But I want you to see and enjoy the fact that there are so many ways of making phenomenal, residual, easy income for efforts that you put in today, month after month after month, right? So your direct effort is going to be in bringing and sponsoring a few people, and for that you get the fast start bonus or for the direct recruits, right? But then the company says, hey, no, when you brought these people, that actually sets a huge organizational movement going. And it doesn't grow by itself, right? It's not that you're going to get the money just like that. The company realizes that if your team is doing well, you have spent time, your energy, your skills to tutor them, to train them, to show them, to motivate them, to get going and bringing in business day after day after day. And for that, the company says, man, I really appreciate that. And I'm going to reward you, not just today, not just this month, not just this year, but year after year after year. Okay. So that's how powerful and huge this opportunity is all about. Okay. Now, just as an example, and obviously with all the earnings disclaimers that can be, just going on the fast start bonus that we talked about, the cycle bonus, the matching bonus, and so on and so forth. If we assume that each person brings in only 2 business associates, or in other words, if each person sponsors 2 people in the month they join, and then they stop sponsoring at all, right? In 12 months, the power of duplication is so huge that you have 8,190 people in your team. And, it works out to a total of something like $212,000 that you could potentially earn. But the question obviously and always that comes up is that really practical? No. It is not practical, and everybody on this earth knows that. Is it probable? Yes. Is it possible? Yes. But is it practical? No. Because a few of the people would go and sponsor 20, 30 people maybe, but some of them will not be able to sponsor even 1 person in 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, whatever, right? So even to take a small number of every single person sponsoring 2 people is not the way it works. We acknowledge that. We understand that, right? So let's do a little bit of discounting. How about if you reach 50% of this results in 24 months? You double the time and you reduce the result by half, right? That leaves you having 4,096 people in your team, and that leaves you earning $106,491.83 in 24 months. Good? Of course it is good, right? But what about the people who are still wondering, well, is that also really going to be possible, right? Let's knock it down by another 50%. So you achieve 25% of the result in 3 years, in 36 months. So that's 2,000 people and $53,000 coming your way. All right. Now, you could be skeptical and keep on going down and down and down, but I am not going to go down any below, because I don't want you to come into this business wanting to earn something like $1,000 or $500 a month. $500 is no mean amount for a lot of people, right? But I want you to come in with the mindset that this is a business opportunity which allows me, which grants me the real, opportunity to go ahead and earn as much as I want, maybe a 7-figure income a year if I want, right? And when that is there, why should I come into the closed mind and think about, can I really make about $5,000, $6,000 a year? I don't want you to be thinking like that. Come in and commit and try your very best. There are people who have stepped in without any education, without any experience. Forget about network marketing. They've never had any career experience in any office. They've never picked up a phone and had an official conversation from anybody. They've not gone to the office in their entire life. There are single moms. There are people who are more than 60 years of age coming into this and making a knocking success out of it. Why can't you? Right? So don't go into the negative thinking of what if I don't make $53,000, because even if you invest $1 million in a particular business, there is no guarantee. There is absolutely no guarantee that you are going to be making a profit out of what you invested, right? So if you can invest a small amount, commit to learning and applying the skills that you get to learn from your company, then why $53,000? You could be earning $500,000, right? So keep that mindset and take it from that perspective. All right. Now, here are some products that I've listed. Perhaps you can see the images and know the brands, but even otherwise, let me tell you that they are all beauty products, right? They are meant to make you even more beautiful, so to say, right? Now, what are the common factors in all these products? Like I said, they're all beauty products, yes. But more than that, they all come from excellent multi-level marketing companies. And each of these companies claim that they have the best product in category, right? Now, the very fact that 4 or 40 different companies claim that their product is the best in category makes it false, right? I mean, when you use the word best, there is only one best. There cannot be two best, right? I hope you're getting my message, right? They're all good, absolutely good products. But hey, come on, let's face it, there can be only one best. All these products cannot be best, right? So now all these products are also available on Amazon, eBay, or other physical stores. Unfortunately, oftentimes even lower priced than the distributor prices, okay? I mean, touch your heart and ask yourself this question. Is this true or not, right? Typically speaking, the direct selling companies' products are not supposed to be available in physical stores, even according to the Direct Selling Association, okay? But the truth remains that all these products, go search for them yourself. They're available on Amazon, eBay, and other physical stores. And as I said, sometimes even lower priced than distributor prices, okay? Now, often the reality is the downlines or the distributors themselves are the only customers, okay? Because the company wants them to have this auto ship. They need to buy month after month after month products to be able to qualify for their commissions, right? And therefore you have to keep buying every month. Your downlines have to buy every month. Somebody stops, your commission stops, their commission stops, okay? Oftentimes it happens. The downlines or the distributors are the only customers, okay? And here what's happening is that these kind of product demand a change in the habits of your customer, right? You are representing one of these companies and your friend uses a different face cream. Now it is for you to go and tell your friend to use your product and therefore change her existing habit of using a different brand of product, which comes down to making people sellers, right? It requires you to convince, it requires you to sell. Distributors have to convince and sell to other people. And if you're like me, you don't like selling. I've been into sales, I've been very good at sales, but I don't like to go and sell to people, right? Because it is their choice at the end of the day. All right, now look at something else similar, right? Health based products, different companies. You could probably put up images of 30 different companies there, and the same common factors. Excellent MLM companies, again, they claim they are the best in product. Every company will claim that. And again, products are available, online from different sources. Distributors are the only companies. It demands a change in consumer habits, and it requires you to do the convincing and selling, right? You could have a lot more examples. Gold products, telecommunication products, blogs, holidays. What are these called? The energy pendants, pens, what have you. Again, same, right? Imagine. Now, what if you could be in a situation where customers could buy anything and everything they usually and anyway buy? Okay, so let me read that again for you. What if customers could buy anything and everything they usually and anyway buy, right? You don't care what product they buy, which brand they buy. Okay, just about any brand that they choose to buy. Okay, and it doesn't have to stop with the beauty products that they usually companies have in this industry, or the health products, or technology products, or whatever it is. It could be just about everything. Okay, let's take a few examples. Is it electronics? TVs, laptops, mobile phones, home appliances, it could be heavy duty stuff like this: air conditioners, refrigerators, microwave ovens, furniture, right? Baby items, diapers, napkins, toys, beauty and makeup products, skincare, anti-aging creams, you name it, travel and leisure, even the essentials, clothes, medicines, groceries, vegetables, utility payments, and on top of that, it could be of any brand that they usually buy, right? Is that giving you something to think? What is coming up, right? So here is what if they could buy these from thousands of brand name shops where they anyway shop? Apple Store, Walmart, Groupon, Best Buy. Are some of these names familiar to you? Nordstrom, Nike, Macy's, any place, or even hotels like Marriott or Disney Store, you name it, everything, right? Like I said, it's more than 10,000 brand name shops, thousands and thousands of them, all right? Or depending on where you are, if you're in India, for example, it could be eBay India, Amazon India, Make My Trip, Jabong, Flipkart, and what have you. Or if you're in the United Arab Emirates, for example, even buying from souk.com, which is one of the largest online portals over here. Anything and everything at all, where the customer has the absolute choice and you remain completely agnostic. You do not have a vendor preference. You do not have a brand preference. You don't care what the customer goes to buy, right? And what if you, my friend, could get paid commissions every time the customers purchase anything from any of these online stores? Does that sound too good to be true? Well, you better believe it, because it is true. Every time the customers purchase anything from these online stores, from any part of the world, at any time of the day and night, whether you directly refer them or not, which means you directly refer a customer and the customer refers somebody else, that's counted in as well, you get paid commissions. And don't worry, they benefit 2. They get cash back and save money every time they shop. Now, isn't that awesome? Have you ever heard of something as phenomenal and as mind-blowing as this? If this is not your wow moment, I don't know what will be, my friend. I mean, this is so simple. You help people to save money on the shopping that they anyway do, and you get to make your living out of it. You get an enormous amount of commission just doing that, because this spreads like wildfire. Everybody wants to save money. Typically in a business, you make people spend more so that you can get a share of the profit. But in this company and in this business model, you help people save money, and the more you help people to save money, you earn a lot more, right? That's super cool, isn't it? So that is for you, my friend, an opportunity to start your own global business, okay? Get a share of the fastest growing online marketplace, okay? Help families to save money on things they buy anyway, all right? Embrace the proven business systems that we bring to you. And there is absolutely no geographical boundaries. The customer could be sitting in China and buying something, in Korea and buying something, whereas you might be in United States of America or Australia or India. It doesn't really matter. Anywhere, there's absolutely no geographical boundaries for you to be or for your customer to be, right? And more importantly, there's absolutely no limitation in how much you can take home as your earnings, right? With that said, my friend, click the link below if there is one, depending on the site you're watching this on, or speak to the person who sent you to this particular presentation, and he or she will guide you on how you can create your own amazing global business right now and see an amazingly, phenomenally great, bright, fantastic future, both financially and from the factor of your time freedom. With that, I leave you to take action and click the link or go call the person who sent you to this video and set yourself for a phenomenal tomorrow. You take care, my friend. You rock. This is Joseph Ponnu signing off.